And like many across our country and around the world, I believe the person the Republicans have nominated for president cannot do the job. Donald Trump's ideas aren't just different, they are dangerously incoherent. They're not even really ideas, just a series of bizarre rants, personal feuds, and outright lies.
It was supposed to be an example of Hillary Clinton's battle-tested experience.
I remember landing under sniper fire.
In the speech last week, Senator Clinton was referring to her visit to Tuzla, Bosnia in 1996 as First Lady. The brutal war was over, but hostilities continued. And though the trip was exactly 12 years ago tomorrow, the memories seemed etched in Clinton's mind.
There was supposed to be some kind of a greeting ceremony at the airport, but instead we just ran with our heads down to get into the vehicles to get to our base.
Problem is, that's not what happened. And we should know, CBS News accompanied the First Lady and daughter Chelsea on that Bosnia trip. That's Senator Clinton talking to me on the military flight into Tuzla. And these are the pictures we recorded of the greeting ceremony when the plane landed. Compare that to Senator Clinton's account.
I remember landing under sniper fire. There was no greeting ceremony, and we basically were told to run to our cars. Now that is what happened.
Thank you. There was no sniper fire either when Senator Clinton visited 2 Army outposts where she posed for photos, and no sniper fire back at the base,
Last night I had
where she sang at a USO show starring Sinbad and Sheryl Crow.
I can't cry no more.
He is not just unprepared. He is temperamentally unfit to hold an office that requires knowledge, stability, and immense responsibility.
Let's turn now to the Democrats, and things are heating up as they both campaign in New York. Hillary Clinton lashing out at Bernie Sanders at his campaign, denying that she accepted money from the fossil fuel industry. Clinton was visibly angry as she was questioned by a Greenpeace activist.
Will you act on your words and reject fossil fuel money in the future in your campaign?
Yes, I do not have. I have money from people who work for fossil fuel companies. I am so sick. I am so sick of the Sanders campaign lying about me. I'm sick of it.
This is not someone who should ever have the nuclear codes, because it's not hard to imagine Donald Trump leading us into a war just because somebody got under his very thin skin.
We've all heard about the Chinese contracts in this country. Their interferences from the World Bank against this contract. What does Mr. Clinton think through the mouth of Mrs. Clinton? And what does Mr. Mutombo think on this situation? Thank you very much.
Wait, you want me to tell you what my husband thinks? My husband is not the Secretary of State. I am. So you ask my opinion, I will tell you my opinion. I'm not going to be channeling my husband.
He believes we can treat the U.S. economy like one of his casinos and default on our debts to the rest of the world, which would cause an economic catastrophe far worse than anything we experienced in 2008.
Reportedly, they can charge hundreds of thousands of dollars for speeches.
It has been reported you've made $5 million making speeches. The president's made more than $100 million.
Well, if you have no reason to remember, but we came out of the White House not only dead broke, but in debt. We had no money when we got there, and we struggled to, piece together the resources for mortgages, for houses, for Chelsea's education. It was not easy.
And a shattering defeat.
It was personally painful, a sense of real loss. and disappointment.
Well, this isn't exactly the party I planned, but
My mother's crying, and my husband's looking very sad, and my daughter's looking very sad.
Although we weren't able to shatter that highest, hardest glass ceiling this time, thanks to you, it's got about 18 million cracks in it.
And I did feel like I had let people down. Honestly, a lot of women and girls who had invested their hopes in me, but men and boys as well with each other. I don't think we ever felt that way about each other.
Oh, yes, you did.
No, not really, Diane.
Hillary, you just spoke.
I did
You
not
just
say
spoke for
anything
2
about
minutes.
Ronald Reagan. You said two things. You talked about admiring
Hillary,
Ronald
I'm
Reagan,
sorry,
and you talked about the
just
ideas
spoke
of the
to Senator
Republicans.
Nancy
I didn't talk about Ronald Reagan.
What can you say to the voters who seem to like Barack Obama more?
Well, that hurts my feelings.
You're likable enough.
Thank you,
Hillary,
sir.
He says he doesn't have to listen to our generals or admirals, our ambassadors and other high officials, because he has, quote, a very good brain.
In every way, and I was
Did
very
you
proud
talk
of
about
him.
Did you talk about vice presidential possibilities with Senator Warren?
You guys have got to try the cold chai.
I've had it.
And how much with Senator Warren?
Did you talk about vice presidential possibilities with Senator Warren?
You guys have got to try the cold chai.
I've had it.
He also said, I know more about ISIS than the generals do. Believe me. You know what? I don't believe him.
About two. Cycling about two. What was that, a bat? Was that a bat? Is that somebody throwing something at me? Is that part of Cirque du Soleil? My goodness, I didn't know solid waste management was so controversial.
So you have to say there, well, she handled this pretty well, and we don't know why this happened. A little bit about what we are learning. According to the Las Vegas Review-Journal, the woman there who you see walking away with the blonde hair, she said that it was a shoe. We don't know who she is. We understand from a spokesman for the group before which Clinton was speaking that it's not clear what she was protesting, though she was referred to as a protester.
He says climate change is a hoax invented by the Chinese. And he has the gall to say that prisoners of war like John McCain aren't heroes. Exactly. He praises dictators like Vladimir Putin and picks fights with our friends, including the British Prime Minister, the Mayor of London, the German Chancellor, the President of Mexico, and the Pope.
I
did not say anything about Ronald Reagan. You said two things. You talked about admiring Ronald Reagan, and you talked about the ideas of the Republicans.
I'm sorry.
Well, wait a minute. Just a minute now.
Senator Edwards, let them wrap up, and then I'm going to come to you.
I just want to clarify. I want to clarify the record. Wait a minute.
Wait a second, Senator Edwards, hold on. There has been a specific charge leveled against Hillary Clinton, so she can respond. Then I'll bring in Senator Edwards.
I just want to be sure.
What you said about Iran,
we got a long time to go. You'll have a good opportunity.
We're just getting warmed up. Now, he says he has foreign policy experience because he ran